So, last time I was looking at the Fixmas factories, I noted that a quartz crystal chain going past me, and that it didn't have a lot of quartz crystal in it. And so that's made me start to look at other areas or other aspects in the build, or things that might not be quite right. So here I am in the Dune Desert in a one of two quartz crystal factories here. And there's another factory here which has been here for a long time. It was there pre 1.0, and that's making silica. And in fact, yeah, it's this whole supply chain here in the Dune Desert to do with quartz, making quartz crystal, making silica. But we're going to leave this factory, and we're actually going to almost follow the chain, the supply chain. There is, if you've not seen my build, there is a rail viaduct, and the rail viaduct acts as a service void, as well as it's not just for show. It has belts and pipes running in it. So it's how I get materials from A to B. This is a change I made recently. This was all a bit of a mess. If we actually follow this was sort of balked in 1.0. There were some nodes for quartz around this area that we are here now, and they were moved in 1.0, and this was an attempt to pick that up and fix that problem after 1.0. It is not finished by any means. It's probably one of the least finished areas of the build. That has just hung on me. Oh, that's okay, it's back again. Yeah, you can see it's definitely not finished. It's literally jury rigged. I picked up the quartz nodes as they were in 1.0. I ran a rail viaduct out here and then just funneled it in. So this is one of the biggest loose ends in the build, and is a throwback to the change of 1.0. So there are actually, let's have a look at this. There are lots of doggos. There are one normal node, fully overclocked to 600. Another normal node, fully overclocked 600. And one pure node, 1200. So we've got a total of 2400 raw quartz running here. And that feeds two factories. It feeds the quartz crystal factory we were just in, and it feeds silica. And the silica factory is the one that's really the most important, because that requires that is to feed nuclear. So if that one's down, then nuclear stops. So it's pretty important. But I was looking at it. It's actually one of two silica factories. I was looking at it yesterday and thinking, do you know what? It's time this actually had an overhaul, because it's looking quite dated now. I think it's still very functional. Unauthorized hostility. Yeah, all right, mate. I'll leave you alone. That's just showing that the the fauna in my save are hostile. They're set to hostile. So this row of factories, as we covered in the Fixmas factory video, was the first row of factories that I actually built here. And then following on from that, I then started to build this second line at the back. And the first one of these factories was a silica factory. I wonder what came before. Oh, there was one in the grass fields. There was one in the grass fields. So this factory it's just 3 output platforms, in fact, of silica, and I think it needs a bit of love. It's had a little bit of a tweak, but is not in a good spot. And part of that is that these platforms, they don't really help one another out, and I think I'd probably like to change that. So there are 6 feeds of silica in total, and each dual feed feeds one platform. And I think probably what would be better is if we had some form of smart splitter and priority merger configuration here to make that better. You know, to make all supply chains fill, all supply chains work together. There are now 2 1200 feeds coming in here. So those two feeds coming in here. This is actually shared with the quartz crystal factory that we started in. So these are actually, yeah, they're shared. So how much quartz crystal, raw quartz, does this actually need? Well, there are 13 factories here. 13 again, that's 26. There's another 13 here. That's another 13 there. Another 13, another 13. So, 13 times 6, 78. 78 factories, machines. And they require 22.5 raw quartz per minute. So, times 22.5, 1,755. Now we're bringing in 2,400, so there's a little bit of overflow. And if these aren't busy, then that allows some raw quartz to go to the other factory. But this one's completely dependent on the silica supply that's direct fed into it. Right. So one of the things I'm thinking, in fact, let me take you to my other silica factory, and then you'll get the idea of what I'm thinking. This has got buffers on the ends as well. I think these buffers probably can go. That was a concept that I did a long time ago, and I don't really do it now because we've got under platform buffers, so they should be all that's required. So let's go and have a look at the other factory, and it's in grass fields. The silica factory, and you'll get the idea of perhaps where I want to get this factory to. We'll jump over via the portal. Right, we're at the hub now. In grass fields. This is my home. Bit laggy at the minute, let it catch up. Oh right, still loading. That's where I have my hub, where I have some doggos that I've captured and tamed. Hello. And let's go and have a look at the Silica Factory. In fact, there's a train doing its jiggle joggle dance. Where did that go? Don't know. Oh, it's going that way. It's having a bit of a mare. The simulation runs fine, even though it does this graphical glitching. So this is a very recent build. This is 2850, so I think it's actually slightly less machines. It takes raw quartz. It actually has 2 input platforms for raw quartz and only 1 output platform. So that other factory is slightly different in that it's just 3 output factories. 3 output platforms, rather. This has 2 trains that bring raw quartz in to keep the quartz supply up. Let's go down to the platform. Don't know if I'm sold on this idea yet of the lifts on there. Yeah, I prefer my staircase, I think. But hey, not going to have lifts and not use them, right? So we've got levels down at under platform logistics, and we go down to the factory floor. So this is exactly the same sort of design, but I think you'd agree it looks a lot better. It's actually 2 less machines. I think these are still 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 13 on one side, 12 in the middle. Sorry, 24. So it'd be 26, 24, and then another 26. So 26 plus 24 plus 26, 1,710. So again, still not quite, not 2 Mark 5 feeds, and this uses 2 buffers because I've got 2 input trains. And the reason for that is that obviously it can take a while for the train to get here, but the other factory doesn't need that. It's got those dual feeds, that should be sufficient. So it only needs one storage container on the factory floor. But I want the design to be the same. So these are based on a blueprint. So Silica Constructor, 2x5, 2x3, 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 2x5, 2x5, and 2x3. So I'm thinking something very, very similar. Let's go down underneath to where the logistics are. This is one of the few factories that actually has power storage built into it as well. This was an idea of usage for the dead space underneath the factories. This power storage is on a separate circuit that feeds, is not on the main circuit, so if the factory is turned off, this continues to charge. It goes, it's routed, cabled up through this far corner. Right, so as we can see, all the logistics are under the floor. I think this is quite a nice look, nice and clean. I think we should do the same with the other factory. And then we have these, there's our 2 inputs coming down, using a bit of clipping there to get the alignment. And then this is split off to the central rung, central bank. Same thing here, it's split to the central bank. Have I got that on? Should be even, really. It is on overflow. Any and overflow to the left. And that one's on any and overflow on the right, I would imagine. Could have just been a splitter. Would have back pressured. Okay. Well, sounds like a plan. Somebody had a good idea. Right, so anyway, that's what we want to reproduce in the other factory, and we've got to do it whilst the other factory's running. So that's our reference. Let's have a look down here before we go. That's the reference, and we want to build the other factory very, very similarly, or refit it similarly. Right, this has got 2 feeds on the right. Feed into. Oh, got a priority merger on that as well. And what looks like a smart splitter. Oh, priority merger, right. Okay, so if this line is depleted, then this will feed into it. Quite clever. Someone had a good idea. And I've just seen that that conveyor belt isn't coloured, and those are. I'll delete that. And rebuild it. That copies the colour. Right. And then this can go back in here. Not needed. So I've used the smart splitters, smart mergers. Drone port can give some material return. Lots going on. Alright, let's head back to the Dune Desert and then start to see how we're going to refit that factory. Okay. Excuse me. Interestingly, I've got the music on, enabled in game, but no music. Jono. Let's have a look. Now, this line doesn't appear to be busy at the minute, so this would be ideal to take it out. Is this a blueprint? Sort of. So it must have been update 7 that I built this. Must be update 8. Right, well, there's no time like the present, so let's crack on, shall we? Gonna need something to store stuff in. My dishwasher's on in here, so apologies for that. In here. Right. I hope I've still got the blueprint. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Just ripped it out. Right. And the dishwasher's finished. Right, you can go. Stick one over there. It's just temporary. I'll tell you what I'll do. No. It's fine. Let's get these out. Don't think necessarily any 5s. So when I originally designed my standard factory, it was all based on Mark 5 belts. So Mark 6s solve a number of problems. But for the most part, the factories are still designed on Mark 5s. Right. Oh, that was the other thing I needed to check, was whether or not there's enough space underneath. But we're clearing the site. Tell you what, why don't we take this round to the other factory? Drop that upstairs. We'll take it round there in a bit. Organisation. Take it round to the quartz. Actually, I think that would appreciate it. Right, so we now have some space. So, let's go downstairs and have a look. We have enough clearance underneath here to put in that build with the logistics. So I think that's going to work. Now we need to carve out the floor. Is it 5? Sure. See how it goes. Need to get rid of that. It's going to have to replace that with another piece. And that. Auto save. Blueprints. Silica, oh, please. 2x3, 2x5. Okay. Please fit. It fits. One of those. Need 2x5. Oh, I'm not good. I don't bother using auto connect. The logistics are under the floor, and they're not. There aren't any leading belts, so you need a half belt or something like that to be able to auto connect, or some vestige of a belt, and I don't have that in this blueprint, so I'll connect it up manually, because you still get a join, right? So let's say you had 2 half belts in there, you still get a join, so you've got 2 belt components, and I'm trying to keep the object count down, or as efficient as possible. Right, so that's that one. Now, these will start to deplete, which is what I want. I want these to empty, these buffers. I don't need them anymore. And then we're, what was it, 2x3. Silica. 2x3. That looks as if the snapping has improved. So there used to be always a gap, and then I used to have to nudge it back. So that genuinely looks as if the snapping has improved. Recent patches. Okay. Looks good. So, everything's under the floor here. We need to go and connect things up. Right. Oh, right. This needs to come out. That's going to need to go up there. Oh, I don't remember. Did I put it behind the line? I think I probably did. Maybe I need to go and check that. I think it might be behind the line, like this. I don't think it's in the middle. So I might need to go and check that. Okay. So this has an imbalance. It takes in 22.5 quartz and outputs 37.5. So from that basis, the logic is that you're always going to get more on the outputs than you are on the inputs. So therefore, input along the middle and then outputs to the sides. That's why this is arranged this way. Okay. Connect these up. That's the power for the machines. Need to run this down the end. Do we want this? I think we probably want this running as quickly as possible, to be honest. So I would connect it up. Now, ordinarily, I like preload all the machines and then switch it on. But I think, you know, this is very much production, so I'm going to need this. That comes out, and I'll tell you why. Let's have a look at the blueprint. Can't remember what it's called now. I think it's corner. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Factory corner support version 5. I think that's it. Oop. That needs to be rotated. So the reason we need to delete that up corner is because it's actually included in the blueprint, and it's an upslope. So yeah, just it's easier to remove it, and that makes sure that it's orientated in the correct direction. Place one here as well. Not auto connect. Okay. See how that looks. I think this is one of the ones that you need to, we're going to need to delete some stuff here and rejig this. Oh, definitely don't want to do that. Get away with that, you know. I think this ends up being deleted. We'll see. It does. I'll check the building brass fields, but pretty much think it does. We end up with a wall here, and then the conveyor belt going through it. Oh, actually, there was another way to do this, and that is to kink it in. Oh no, you can't do it with this one because there's nowhere to turn. Yeah. Yeah, intersects regardless. Fine. It's fine, we take it through. Okay, so... yeah, power's connected at the end. We're not connecting it down here. We're going to end up with a floor hole here. can nudge that into place. That will give me the sight line where it's coming in. There it is. We won't put that in place. Ooh. We need to go along here. Oh, right, yeah, so I see. I work my way around and then through here. So eventually this might be replaced by a lift, and we need to make sure that we clear it when we route the conveyor belt. That's fine. Right. Is these all set to silica? They are. Okay. Don't need that at the moment. See what we can do. Where does this one go? This one goes to the first platform. Oh, there's no inputs. No, they're dual. There's nowhere for me to feed in. So what I would ordinarily do is to put a storage unit here and then feed it into one of these inputs, but they're both in use. Okay. In fact, this one's busy. Bothering me. Okay. Trying to think of how I can keep that one running whilst gearing this one up. I've got it. I've got it. Right. This would have to be a Mark 6. So one of the things I don't do with vertical lifts is connect them to floor holes. I actually take them through and clip them through. Never have any problems with floor holes as a result. Oh wow, that is really tight, isn't it? Oh, okay, I know this. I remember this from last time. So, I need I think I used a splitter, and then I basically clipped it, right? So, yep. And then we're going to use, we either use a splitter or a smart splitter, it actually doesn't matter. And I think I put it there. And now we take the 1200 feed, so we take 1200 feed to there. And then share it. Now I'm probably going to have to replace that Mark 6. Because I doubt if that will feed. If it was feeding, we would see it coming into there. Yeah, it's not going to. So, let's just jump up and go and sort that out. You're going to feed now. You're not. Please feed. Oh, we can do some shenanigans if I need to under here. Try it again. How the hell did I get that? See, that's working. Oh, it's because it's clipping onto the other one, probably. So how did I get that to work? Oh, was that a splitter? That's why. Got it facing the wrong way. Okay, that's the answer. We need to get the input right. It's actually lodged right. Okay. Now. Splitter, but we need the input there. Now when I run that belt, it will work. Lift rather. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, that's good. You're in the middle. That doesn't need to be a Mark 5. That can be a... Sorry, that doesn't need to be a Mark 6. It can be a Mark 5 because we're splitting the 1200 between this and the centre row. Right, that's good. So these will now start firing up. Brilliant, you can have this. Fantastic. I need these to empty, so something needs to come and pick them up. And if, I'll tell you what we can do. That's not full. So you can, so clearly it's weighted towards one of the other platforms. But what I don't want is I don't want this, before this line is production ready, I don't want it to be completely depleted because there's nothing else supplying that platform. Okay. Have this out. Take the floor up. Right. Now, while we're here, I've actually got the custom colour on this. Already. The raw quartz. Okay. Make sure this is all connected. Yes. And then that is on the centre line. I said I was going to check, didn't I? I need to check to see where the... where I put it. If I put it in the centre or at the back, I'm not entirely certain. I think I might have put it one across, actually. Like that. Let's go and check. We need to get up to the top. So back in grass fields. And we'll go and check where that position is. So what I hate is you build something and then you go between factories and you go back to it and you go, oh, what? Put that in a different position. I've lost ideas because of that. Ah, yes, right, yeah, so I did. Put it in the centre of the second half. Fine, fine, fine. Okie dokie. Is there anything else I want to check while I'm here? I'll work all this out. We don't... Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. Don't think so at the moment. That was what I wanted to check. So... Ah, that was it. It was where the exit point is. Fairly certain this has got some quite special shenanigans going on. Yep. So I don't have an up corner in there. I have a wall, by the looks of it. Sitting on top with a hole, and then that goes straight up. Okie doke. Now we know what that looks like. Same on the other side. Yep. Why? Oh, I was going to say, why doesn't they have a cable going there? Because we normally have redundant power. But this is the illustrating the point about those storage units. Those storage units come down off the back here, and then they're isolated from the rest of the power grid. They actually charge off the rail network. So they charge off the rail network here, and as you can see, the power then goes down, and it's not connected to any of the rest of the power grid. So should there be a complete power failure, those batteries will discharge back into the rail network. That's the plan. It took me a while to work that one out. And that is not a design feature that is in every single factory. Although where it can be, it should be. Right, back to the Dune Desert. Oh, god damn it. And 3-2 bomber back in the room. We're not cool, it seems to be taking a longer wormhole this time. In your own time. Thanks. Back please. Okie dokie. Take some view. And there. And there. Because we're not far away from being able to connect this up. Okay. It's just temporary. Thanks. Now I can clear these out of the way. And that. Right. This needs to be back a bit. Remove that foundation. Oh, that was in the right place. Okay, that. Let's take that tile out. Fine. How did I have that arranged in the other one? I had the two ends. Okay, for now I'll just connect them back up as they were, and then later we'll look at to turn those into 1200s, and I'll tell you why, because I don't think we're outputting a full. They're 37.5, so 37.5 times 26. 975, so even the two lines don't need to be two 500s. Sorry, two Mark 5s, two 780 belts. They can be, they can merge into one 1200. Right, I need to go down through here. Yikes, okay. I'll go through that one then. For now. Was that in the right place? Yes. Right, and I need to take that one out. I want a merger. Actually a merger or split, it doesn't matter. Illustrate why. So it's just sacrificial. Organisation, logistics. It's purely just to connect this onto. I want to try and copy the Mark 5 lifts because they've got the colours set on them, and at the moment that's the only way to copy colours from one object to another. Right, so I'm going to take that. There we go. Now I need to go under here. There. That needs to come out. That is not a slope, it's just a concrete wall. Okay, that's useful. Take that. Take that, join it there. Put the wall back in. And then put a wall hole. Job done. Place that. Made good. Okay. That looks fine. Need my hole to get back up. You're coming up. What did we do? I did a merger, did I? We'll just take these as separate for the minute. That didn't copy the colour. Copied it off. Interesting. I've got the colours somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Right. Next one. Similar thing, right? We need I need something to hook it onto. I noticed this in the current release, that when you used to connect these to a merger or splitter and then delete the merger or splitter, this concertina would be extended. Now it contracts, which is really good. Nice change. Very nice change. Logistics. Come on, they are. And then I might as well, if they're not going to copy the colours, I'll try it again. Let's actually confirm the behaviour. So I'm copying that. If I place a unit, does it have the colours? Yes, it does. So copy that. Connect it. Need to go down through here. Directionality is fine. It has the colour. Still has the colour. I reckon it's when you delete the merger. Let's watch it. Yep. There you go. Bug. Go. Okay. I mean, as it stands, right? This isn't. I want this to be different. I want this to be a different arrangement up here. But for now, that's pretty good. I'm going to leave a hole in here so I can get up and down while we're refitting the factory. That's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I've still got a lot of silica on me. I want this to feed out. Did that wrong. Go in there. Right. Okay. I mean, there's a lot to do here, but that's a start, right? We've got this line plugged in with all its silica. Looking good. Let's. What was in here? Oh my god! I've got a load of silica in there as well. Wow. Let's take that. So you could have loaded these back up. But I didn't. So we'll do this third line last. Fine. Right. And we know this is working, right? Because it's got stuff in it and it's outputting. It's looking clean. There were a couple of things I just noticed. I noticed that. Don't need that anymore. That. Don't actually need that either. Right. So we do we do the middle section next? I think we probably do. And the reason for that is it's gone idle. Okay. Yep. Okay. Should should have enough room to pick up all this stuff. I should have deleted more of that, really. And I'm thinking to go round to the other factory and give it some quartz. And I'll show you how it's split off. So similar thing, I think we need to put some additional buffers in here. Just for now. Because this production line is effectively broken. So just give it a buffer. Okay. Like that. That. Okay, you. Yeah. On full, on time, yep. So, give you that. You got the rest of this. More silica. You'll do. That's a bit there. Don't store. Okay. Don't need that. Fine. Let's go and take some quartz round. Ooh. Alright, let's dump some other stuff here. Maybe it'll have to be 2 trips. I can cut through here. And the factory I'm going to, it's behind the copper Xmas ornament factory. Okay. You're pretty full. You are not. There's an imbalance coming off here, and I'll show you why. I think it's very important to understand that. Once this is resolved, this will balance properly. And what it is there's that feed is split based on a smart splitter from the 2x600 and the 1x1200 feed. These are the majority of the feed was going in on one line. So the line that is actually supplying the least is actually demanding more towards the Silica Factory. We're going to resolve that by balancing that factory. That's the aim anyway. So may not necessarily be balanced for output or whatever, but it will be certainly balanced or load balanced on the 2 belts. That's the aim. So if we follow this, this comes up to 2 smart splitters. Feed for the raw quartz is then on a priority splitter with overflow, and this is the overflow coming here. So woohoo! So if there's no demand at the Silica Factory, then you see that line static, then the majority of material comes through here instead. But that line is in demand, so it's not feeding all the way through. So let's go around there now. So a little bit of smoke and mirrors. A lot of materials are delivered by train, but in this case, we're delivering to one of these factories by conveyor belt through the rail viaduct. So, and this makes sense, right? This one seems to be static at the moment. Oh, because they're not load balanced on the platforms, that's why, right? So the platforms, because each bank machine supplies one platform, rather than they all supply all platforms, which is where I want to get to, then that means that when one platform is empty, only one bank of machines supplies it, and that's also something I want to fix. I want that not to be the case. I want all banks of machines to fill up the platform. Now, I don't think I did some maths earlier, and I don't think that's actually going to work particularly, but we can get close, and we can do it with an overflow, priority merger and an overflow. Right, so this bank machine is going to be one less. 2, 3, 4, 5. That would seem to make sense. It's 5 wide. Carve this out. And then we're going to have 3 banks of 3, which makes 12. Go. Which is that blueprint. So make sure this is facing the right way. Nudge it into place. Nudge is so good. The amount of stress I used to have trying to place blueprints pre-nudge. Right, and this one, if we do via blueprint, let's see if it behaves. They've definitely changed that. That used to put a gap in between the blueprints, and that's to nudge it back into place. So nice. Very nice. Okay, get back under. Cable it all up. Join that up. We're now live. Oop. Looking good. And then the gaps. So that's the raw quartz feed. Brilliant. The silica output. Right, now we need to get a merger in place. So these are mergers, but they're the wrong colour. But we'll change it. Centre. So this will come here, we'll go straight. Come along here to the middle. 1, 2. On that centre line. And luckily I've got to customise a swatch colour. That is now tied in. Do like the being able to place mergers and splitters on ceilings now. That's really good. Good addition. Right. Not sure. I don't necessarily want to punch a hole in that because I don't know what's above me. Right, well, there's a good place to punch. Always there. Is it? I think that's where we want to be putting the. Yes. I think that's where we want to be putting the floor hole. So let's do that. It's in line with that. Oops, auto save. Moving. Definitely want to get rid of that additional silica. I hear a train. Someone's coming to pick something up. Platform 2 by the sounds of it. Yep. Platform 2. I think he'll probably be nuclear. Non-fissile uranium, yeah. Okay. So now that one will be... If that's 2, that'll be coming off... second line. Right. Comes that way, then in here. Okie doke. Right, so that middle bank will be emptying now. Brilliant. How are you looking? Still pretty full. Ooh, I need to pick up some of that aluminium alclad sheet again. Should have done it when I was doing that because that used a load of Mark 5s. Where do I want to go? Oh, animal. Dumped it all, didn't I? Right. That was spare from changing Mark 5 belts over to Mark 6s. I normally have a stairwell here. This designates that I can't because there's conveyor belts underneath it. So that might be something I'd like to avoid in rearranging this. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Right, let's go down here. That's connected. Right. Ah. I'll take the wrong one out. Let's put that there. Let's put a more hole there. It's stuck on. Oh, I think it's probably over here, isn't it? Yes. Like that. Oh, I need the hole there. Foundation. I need the foundation because I want to place a splitter or merger and then link to it. Go down. You can see when we remove this, it goes back. Ooh. Nice. Behaving logically. Brilliant. Now we're ready. Ooh. Come on, hover. To link that up. Nope. Great. Need these to be gone now. Right, that one's gone. Although I don't think there's much in it to start off with. That one's empty. How are you looking? Still pretty full. Emptying. Okay, we're close. Bit of patience. I'll take some more of these out for temporarily. Put them back in a bit. Patterns. Corner piece. Sounds like another tray. Okay. False alarm. It was one on the main line. Alright, it's looking much better already. Need to put some lighting in here at some point as well. That's No longer required. We're now feeding. We're now feeding the center line of here. So actually we're taking more than we should be. But it's okay. It's only temporary. Because these, basically, I think what it is let me do the maths. It's 26 times 22.5, which is 585. If you times that by 2, okay, it'll be it's still under the 1200, but it means that the left-hand side will be biased. So this will be pretty much running at the 1200 if both of these are running. The idea is that they share the load, these buffers. Right, I think we're in a position to take this out, to be honest. Let that continue to feed. That is feeding, that's good. We can let those buffers deplete, can't we? Yeah, you're looking. So when I change the material on this factory, I missed a bit. It's fine, it's coming out anyway. Go, you can continue to feed whilst we remove all this. Well, it's coming out as well anyway, isn't it? So who cares? Right. It's dawned on me that. Lovely. Okay, that's out. That needs to go. That should be out as well. Nice. So when this is emptied, we'll then connect the two belts up top. These output, how much do they output? So again, 26 is the default, 26 is 37.5. 37.5. 975. So 975 per bank. Not quite a Mark, more than a Mark 5, but not a Mark 6. This one's only 24, so it's not even 975. I think it's 900. Okay. 24. Yeah, it's 900. Okay. Don't need that. I think this style looks way cooler. I mean, the reason that the logistics were on the top of the floor originally was just to use space, but actually this factory was quite tight and quite busy. Now you can actually run around it, which I quite like. So you can actually see things. Oh, there's a hole. Right. Place these. Get this side going. Wow, that was perfect first time. Just wait for the autosave. And now, which way round is that? Yes. And then a 3. That's so much nicer now. There's no gap. Brilliant. Okay. I'm going to take a hole there. The reason for that is we need to get these things in now. That's right. One in there. So you know, I put the factories above the ground so that there's clearance for miners and clearance for rocks and stuff, because there are rocks in this area. In fact, there are rocks everywhere. So they're always designed to be slightly elevated, but built into the terrain still, right? That's a highlight bug. If you just use a tool over it, then it will go. Okay. Still got a lot of this spare raw quartz. Go now, for now. And let's go and connect up. So, let's just knock a hole here. We need a Mark 6. Do I have a coloured one? There's one right behind it. Ah! Hang on, I've got to put the merge splitter in first, haven't I? Remember that now. This is just so there's not a kink in the belt. using the clipping behaviour to, and the fact it's hidden. And I need another splitter. Doesn't need. I've put a smart splitter in the other one. It doesn't need to be a smart splitter. It can just be an ordinary splitter. It will back pressure and balance. The game doesn't really need to do a calculation there. Just split 50-50. And then once one line is full, it will then back pressure into the middle. Yeah. And similar thing here. I need to do my belt shenanigans. What do we say? We're going to come here to the center. Oh, look at that. We can do that. Do I want to do that, or do I want to come here? That's nicer. Where was that in line with? It was in line middle between. Okay, well, I've not done that there, so let's fix that. Two. Yeah, okay. That's better. Right, so that's fed in. We now need to join all these belts up. So central feed, need to do with the power. Output belts. Power connectors. Power down at the end. Where are you? This line. Put that underneath. On you there. Okay. And join up the power on the banks. Cool. Getting there. Look up here. They're all on, so they're all receiving material and they're all producing. We definitely want these buffers to run dry. That one has gone. One's going. It's still full because this has still got quite a lot in it. This hasn't emptied yet. Okay. It will. In the meantime, these are going to start to back up, which is good. Well, I'm thinking. Not think and do at the same time. Okay, I think that's all hooked. I just heard there's train on platform 1, I think. Yeah. So now that should deplete that other. Form 1 is, I think, this line. Yeah. Ah, right, so I need to get all the floor holes in place. Which, from previous now, we can actually predict where they are. Yeah. There. Okay. Need that to go. Definitely take this. Not sure how many trains come to platform 3 on here. No. Ah, need to get that floor back in. Out. Groovy. Okay. Get this one set up. If I think about using a merger now, we can start to set this up, because I think the heat's off, right? And what we're looking at 1200 per 1200 belt, so 1 Mark 6. Or do we stick with the 500s? The thing is, right, more belts you've got, more slower belts are supposedly better than one fast belt. But logically they shouldn't be. Right? One fast belt, it should just be a divisor. So it means you've got less objects to manage. And we're dealing with 3 1200 belts rather than 6 500 belts. We can simplify all of this logistics. We'll also change this. I'd like the output from the drone port not to go back into itself. I'd like it to go back into the main line somewhere. That could just be one of the feeds. It's almost like a phase 2 of this, I think. There's some problems to think through there. Anyway, that whole piece there was a decision on whether or not to use a merger. and mark 5. We know that there's no point in copying it with the colours because the colours reset when we if we remove the merger. Mind you, I'm going to leave the merger now. Okay, that's out there. That needs to go. These both go. They're now walls. Really? There's the alignment. Oh, it's in the middle. Actually, if that's in the middle, you could use a standard. I could use a standard wall. Oh, I don't think I can. I think the positioning of it is not quite right. Yeah, because it's up. So the new wall holes need to be used. Let's join that up. Groovy. Autosave again. How fast is the autosave set for? It should be every 15 minutes. Or is the time really going that fast? Probably. I think that's platform 3. Right. So we should see platform 3 supplying now. Which is these 2 lines. Hurrah! Okay. Now, what's our production rate for the bank? 26 times 37.5, 975 per minute. So, it's 26 rather. 975 per minute. So as long as we don't get that train back too quickly, although what we have here, we actually change these to Mark 6s. Shouldn't matter. They look better, you don't get this clipping. I was never really bothered by that anyway. Right. I want to let that run so that it gets an opportunity to reduce, yeah. So we can see if there are any like yellow lights, red lights or whatever anywhere. But now we could start to clear these down. You can have that. So we know that first bank is working. It's now gone. Gone. Take that. Doke. Fill you up. real point in having these in here, not with the way it's set up at the moment. Are you all full? Yes. You full? Yes. Ah, no, this copes. This copes just fine with the demand on it. But you see, even like even though it only produces at 975 or 900 in the middle, another reason to that's why these are all three equals, and now they won't be. Another reason to create some sort of load balancer there, so that they all like feed in and help. Yeah. That would come down to one belt. There. We'll work it out. I mean, essentially, what you could do, you could take that all the way down there and then feed in. What's this loading at currently? I mean, it's because it comes off the buffers, it's loading at full 780, but in fact, if it was come off the machines, it wouldn't. But it would come along at 900 anyway. Okay. I think we do. I think we use this space for now. Bring the belt down here, and then in. See, I'm doing something here as well. All platforms, output platforms, are supposed to help with the drone port as well, so that they also assist. And platform 1 is not doing that, so hopefully I can get that resolved this time. Right, well, you're emptying. Oh, there must be buffers upstairs then that aren't full. Okay, these are all starting to go idle. We don't need that. That needs a line going up. Is that right? Yeah, it does. That means we've got another train in. Okay, right. Ooh. Right, so I've deleted those. Oop. No longer required. Sorry, that is supposed to be like that. Ooh, that's a bit janky. Gotcha. Right, I see. Yeah. So this is now well out whack. Take that out for a minute. That was in there. I don't even think that would actually do. Oh, it will. Just. Okay, so I must have thought it through originally. Okay. Let's not do this for the minute, and then I'll think about it Very much like these buffers to deplete. And you're all connected in now. I think that's the point, right? Let's make sure that it's actually running with the new production lines, but with the existing logistics floor belting, and then rethink the logistics floor belting afterwards. That makes sense. So we're literally plugging in the new production lines. Do a bit of aesthetics down here. I'll put some lights in. I'm not going to do a lift. I've not been doing the lifts in the Dune Desert. Particularly where there's radiation involved. Okay. Looks clean. Right. Groovy. That looks good. We can use this lull, I think. Let's go and take that quartz around. To the quartz crystal factory. I just don't want to waste it. I mean, I could just literally delete it. But I know that there are, you know, with the split quartz between those two factories, I know that they're not running as well as they could be. And definitely this second... This is the issue I want to solve, right? One of these freight platforms empties, but this train won't leave until both of them are empty. So that's a problem. Oh, here's a quick dirty fix for... Yeah, we can do that. I need a storage unit. And there. It's going to clip like mad. I'm not bothered. This is only temporary. There you go. That's some additional. Are you feeding? Yeah, it is. It's just not rendering them. If I'm going to delete that. Ah, there we go. Fine. That'll keep that happy. Where's the music? Here's some sound effects. I know that does nothing. Well, that's a hang. Is that a crash? That may well be a crash. If that's a crash, I'm going to go and get a drink. I think it is a crash. Now, I've got full dump enabled on my my game startup, and I think this is hanging pending a crash because it's still writing out. Let me check that actually. It's still writing out to disk, and oh, I can't even get out of the. Aha. Have a look. Crashes. Yeah. 2005, 16th of the 12th, 2005. It is crash. It's dumping the. It's outputting the dump file presently. That's going to be 24 gigs, so it's going to take a little bit of time to do it. Annoying. I'll be back in a minute. But this is running on a dedicated server and it saves every 15 minutes, so it's not generally an issue, and it's a client crash that's occurring here. It's not a server crash. Right, I'm just going to leave it for a second. This used to. There's a bug that I've been reporting for so long. Hover state of the Pioneer is not remembered on dedicated server. So you're hovering, you rejoin a server, and you will plummet to your death if you're not over foundations or over something. I think we're good. Yeah, it might be a bit laggy for a bit. Okay. Yeah, it certainly feels a bit sluggish, but that will improve as it loads in objects. Turns out we've got the music back. Yeah, it's definitely a bit. When I turn, it's like a little bit. Ooh, it's like treacle. That will improve. Right, okay, so where were we? I was dumping the quartz, which I did. We were looking to empty these buffers. I want these two buffers up here emptied, and then we can connect in the final two conveyor belts, and then we'll put some lights in or something like that. Okay. Goody. Yeah, very sluggish at the minute. More sluggish than usual. It will improve. It's almost worth me going back to grass fields and checking out the lighting, right, where I aligned the lighting. But I think, okay, on the map, I think I put one over each bank and one in the middle as well along the line. So I actually put 5 banks of lights in. Because I could. I normally only put 3, but then I think my thought process there was, well, if I don't put one in down here, then where the pioneers walking, then you're not in the light. Skylight's in the way, but that's okay. All right, I think we're good here. Let's put these in. See how we go. Lights. Now my blueprints are a bit of a mess. Come on, it's a bit laggy and sluggish moving the mouse about. In blueprints I've got organisation, so I tried to mirror the categories that are in the main game. But from moving blueprints between servers, these have been like pretty much hosed. I hear a train coming in. I'd like the ability to be able to rename blueprints. Oh, wrong one. Yeah. We do have music back. Yeah, this is going to take a while before it starts to behave itself. Scene Light 3. You're on the center of this foundation. There. Now, which way round am I going to put the power connector? Don't think it matters. Certainly not blueprint auto connect. Let's change that. Just to default. Can't see where the first one's going. It's still building it. Okay. I think we're giving it a bit stick really after having just joined the server. It's probably transferring all the data. If I run this save on my PC, that is hung again. That's locked up again. God damn it. But anyway, as I was saying, if I run this save on my PC, I will get tops 40 FPS. If I run it on a dedicated server, the dedicated server is not as good. Hey, we're back. Dedicated server is not as good as my PC, then I will get 60 FPS solid once it settles. Okay, I think we need to probably give this a little bit of a break. Well, you know what I mean, like, don't be so punishing on it whilst it's still loading. I think I can get a bank of 2 in there. Blueprint, Sin Lights 2. Oh, that was a pretty good stab in the dark. Alright, yeah, you're going to be intersecting, but that's fine, because that is going to go once those are removed. Alright. You're behind. Lights. Let there be light. Okay, so we'll do that down each bank of machines. Down the centre. That looks pretty cool. I like that. That is going to interfere there. So that needs to be a 2 by the looks of it. Ceiling lights 2. Get it aligned. There's got to be a better way of doing this, you know. But I haven't figured it out. Right, that looks okay. The nudge sorts out a multitude of sins. Yeah, that's fine. So we've on a 3. lights. Another 3. That's correct. I would like these to run with the lines in the other direction, but then the power connectors, the power lines run over the lights, or unless you poke them through the floor. Actually, I have a build where I poke them through the floor and ran the power on the floor above, but yeah, it's just a bit not good. I suppose you could put a row of foundations in there. You could actually put it along the edge of the foundations, but you need thicker than 1 metre foundations to do it, because these wires sag through a 1 metre foundation. Seen 2 metre foundations or something like that, and I use 1 metre. I mean, 1 metre of concrete is actually quite a lot of concrete. So 1 metre, I use 1 metre as a default for the floors, and 4 metres are generally used for other things that need to be more chunky. But you know, streamers like Fluxo have embraced the 4 metre foundation, and they look amazing. It was just in my head, 1 metre of concrete was a lot, so I've always used 1 metre foundations. Okay, that's looking better. Now these lights are really, really bright, so actually what I normally do is knock these down to 10%. And one of the standard feature of all my factories is that there is a lighting controller in here. So when you add lights initially, they will they'll go to 100% intensity. So that should soften the lighting. There we go. 3 is the standard. I'll probably stick with 3 for this one. I did 5 in the other one. I did line down here as well, but I don't think that's actually necessary. How are you looking as far as emptying is concerned? Getting there. Getting there. As soon as one of these empties, I can hook in the new conveyor belt. So we've done that. Ooh, I can get that while we're waiting for that. I can get down here and do some of the other pieces that need doing. No. Soup, please. So this is basically a tie. So tie is the, because this is now, these supports are now no longer solid. They're cut out to the corner, so it's a tie. This could effectively be an entire floor, but I was trying to again reduce object count. But I do this. If I have the lift, for example, then this gives a lift exit point and somewhere for the Pioneer to run around. So yeah. Have I made a boo-boo? Yeah. I have. Hang on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 and 4. Blueprints. Architecture. All series B times 5. Yeah, it's got a foundation on it. That's right. Okay, so I need to delete. I need to delete one row of foundations then. This curtain wall, this wall can be extended to the. Ow! This wall can be extended all the way to the ground, or not. And sort of, yeah, wasn't originally. Yes, no, it wasn't. It was actually when it was originally built, and it was in the grass fields. It was designed to go all the way to the ground, but in the Dune Desert here, there's a lot of good clear space, so I decided not necessarily to put the wall all the way down to the ground. Okay, that is that. We need a 5 and a 4, so 5s. Need to remove that line of foundations. Yeah. That's right, because this now doesn't have a support coming out this side, that's what this platform, if you like, was supposed to represent, to be there for. Okay, it's interesting we've actually got music now. Okay, that's good. And we need one of these back as well. Let's remove that line of foundations first. Should be about right. No, what the hell's going on there? Look at that. What am I looking at? Oh, it's the wall. It's good. It's the wall intersecting the foundation. Clipping. Right, this should be a 4. Yep. Right. There are some things we can do first, because these are designed, not really designed to overlap particularly. Let's come out. That comes out. Comes out. That comes out. That can stay in. That could actually be a 3 on that side. Doesn't need to be a 4. I'll take it on a 4. Or Series B times 4. That's 4 long. Yep. The foundation comes out. Did I just see? Yeah. Take out one of those walls. Take out that one. Because when you copy the blueprint, it copies the source by name. It doesn't actually copy the adjusted version. Uh-oh. It's supposed to be 2 5s then. Right, well, we need to delete that. So it's 2 5s on the sides. Well, that's nice and easy. Just do a blueprint. Join. Move that bit. That's intersecting, but I'm going to leave it. Okay. That'll do for now. Oop, not that, please. Yeah, looking good. This gives an area to run around here. I mean, I've put railings on. If you look at one of the first version of this that we were in, it had like a platform around, walkway to produce the railings. Looks fine. It's a good start. That is now running. That's really good. Okay. We've got 2 running. Oh, we want that one empty, don't we? That one has emptied. So we can join that in. Going. And that. Right, well, 1/2 of this factory line will now start running. Do we have any silica that needs to be put in? No. That looks... We're getting there. Oh, that one's now run dry. Good. So that can come out, that can come out, that can come out. This can now come in. Around the other way. We've like for like swapped that, so that can go. Setting the lights. We need a hole to get down. I'll fill these in. We need a colour for those, but I'm not going to do it yet because... Oh, we need that hole. I think the centre is probably a good place for an entry point. Good. Okay. That's working. Is this empty? Yeah. Gone. Now we're clean. Fill in the patterns. Oh, there's a rotation bug. So you have to compensate for it. Place it. Pattern rotation bug. Yeah. One there, one there, one there. Need to put some floors in here. Yeah. Don't think we need to go back down now. Bottom's done. Oh, and of course we've got this. Alright, it went that way. Brilliant. Which way was it? Oh, it's clockwise. Like it's clockwise. No. Try that again. Yep. No, it's anti-clockwise there. Oh, this used to drive me insane when used to drive me insane when this cost you materials to put the patterns on. That's diagonally opposite. There we go. Got there in the end. So, no idea. Let's try it. It's diagonally. It's directly opposite, so full 90-degree rotation. Oh, here's the thing, right? Something I noticed. When you copy a foundation, it will rotate 90 degrees. And it didn't do it. Okay, that was another bug that I noticed, that whenever you copy a foundation, it rotated 90 degrees. So maybe that one's fixed. And the reason I noticed it was because I was copying foundations with patterns on them. Right, okay. That is looking pretty good. Now, one of the things I did in the grass fields was to put small frame pillars on there, but I'm not going to in this case. You have to nudge it into place, and then you can do it. Because I want to colour these, but I haven't coloured them yet. I'm not in a position to colour them yet, and that's because I gonna need to rethink how we're doing this logistics. That just suddenly stopped. Something quiet. It did, didn't it? Look. Okay, that's proximity. Yeah, they're still catching up. But that looks so much better. So factories get love as and when I feel like it, to be honest. You know, I get it working, and then later on I was like, okay, this could be better. How could I do this better? Right, let's have a think about this now. If we were going to do this with a single line, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to just jury-rig this in first of all, and then look at how we can compact it up. So we want these two lines. I think that this is telling me it needs to be a merger up here, and then this will come all the way up here to the merger. Right, that's clearly the answer. This also means that we're going to have to redo that line. I need that back in. Super. I hear a train. Okay, so logistics. I want a merger. That is not connected now, so I'm going to need to get down there and redo that line. God damn it. Okay. Even more. Right, you're out. You're in. I need to go underneath. There. Back up again. Okay. You're going to join there. Auto save. We'll run a Mark 6, and this is going to go all the way to the end. I like to try and stop these on a point. Okay. 1, 2. I mean, we could give this a bit of a... Conveyor belt is too long. I'm not going to go there. That's off. Yeah, thanks. needs to hug that line. Okay, I'm going to take you out. Put you in. Whoops. Hit the mic there. Sorry. Right. That's those two lines now feeding into a Mark 6. So technically I can take this out. I'll leave that for a minute. And this one. It's just going to be easier for me to work out exactly how I'm going to arrange this. Okay. See, these are going to come off. They only need to load in once. And we can reduce the number of objects. We just have one belt going in there. We don't have... the reason I use the splitters stacked is because it gives it a support, and there was a bug where material going through the splitters would duplicate, so you could get bonus data, bonus objects. This actually needs to be moved back one, so I'll need to think about that another time. I'll get this working first, get this arranged first, and then I'll move that, slide that back in. This conveyor belt with the raw quartz, I'm probably going to bring through here. So I'll come along here, and then down this line, and then, I don't know, I'll work it out, but it's probably going to go over, or it's going to run along the ceiling, something like that. It just makes complete sense to do that, and then this can be actually turned. But there's no reason for it to be behind here. This was an arrangement because I had two conveyor belts running through there originally. Okay, anyway, that one's in and will do for now. I now need to redo these two similarly. So that needs to be again it's a merger, isn't it? Oh right, okay. So that will merge there, but then it will need to kick out because it will be in line. That's interesting. Okay. It's all running. And the other thing I want to do, let's knock this hole out. I want to try and avoid... I'm trying to get a staircase in here. So that means throwing everything over, to be honest. It means throwing it onto this foundation. Then I can get a staircase in. Okay. That sort of makes sense. We don't need the second line, so we only get one line. That means it can run on the center of that foundation, and then that means this one runs on the center of this foundation. Is that... yeah. Uncertain. Right. Let's take that. Take that. I think we're going to go for it. This Stairs 2. Now suddenly this starts to make sense. Alright. But again, I'm sort of winging it. We can do this by... There are a couple of ways of doing it. I'm thinking possibly merger here. Then I don't want to copy that, I want to copy the coloured conveyor belt, so I've got less colouring to do. And then we go like this, right up here, then we're going to join in here. So that's number 2. There is a reason why we're going to go up here, because we're going to put a priority merger in here. This is how we put the feed back in. Do it here. Ah, we've still got that to get round. That's fine, that'll fit up there. Ah. No, yeah, you can go up there. Yeah, that all works. Right, we're gonna do this, straight belt. I'm going to have to connect this one back up. There's a light on here now. Yep. Need to get through there. Take that out. You connected. Now you're running. This works. So you there. You out. 5. Brilliant. Now you're going to come along this line. So it still doesn't interfere with the staircase. It's good. We don't need this. We bring this to there. That's got to be a Mark 6. Mark 6. You see by now I threw that over there. It was just like I'm just trying to figure out where everything's going to go. It can go along. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, and now you see, because this is outputting that way. Because it's outputting that way, we don't interfere with the other line. Now we can take this foundation. I suppose we can say this one's in this foundation. We can say this one's in this foundation. This is going to start to make sense in a minute, because I want to do some like priority mergers and splitters, and that is how we're going to get all production lines to feed all platforms. We can feed them all at a maximum 1200. We're not even producing 3600, so that will help. Still requires more thought. Okay, but we're going to be here, 1, 2. and go along here. One, two. That makes sense. It does. It works. I mean, we can tighten some of this up, right? Okay. Right. Now. Take that out, that out. This was the feed for the drone port, but now we have the opportunity to put a high on the centre. No, wait, it's right on high. Yeah, right on high. Right on high. Now, and how do we get this to go and feed into others, you see? So this would be a... Yep. This would be a... oh, can't speak. Smart splitter. But we're going to have it on overflow. So you can go. You're now on overflow. You can have priority merger. Go any and overflow. We take the centre as the priority. Then basically, if this isn't supplying fast enough, then that would help. Right, I think these can start to come out now and get a clearer picture. This can go. I think that should go like that. It's making more sense. Alright, so that's line 1 helping line 2. Although, to be fair, I don't know what sort of rate we're getting here. Let's have a look. Are we getting a full 1200? I think we probably are. We're getting above that. Right, so the reason we're getting a full 1200 is because we're offloading all of this production line. But actually this production line is not capable of producing 1200. It's just because it's offloading or unloading. But once it drops down, then the other production line is going to assist it. Nothing helps number 1. There is a way of doing it. We do it with a merger here. Yep. We we do it with a merger there. That way. Right input takes priority. Right, and now this would be overflow on the right. Any in the centre. Come off. Come out. Okay. So this would go full rate 1200. It would overflow if it couldn't help. It would help number 2. Number 2 would help number 1. I don't know how you're going to get three-way help, but I'll figure it out. These can now go in here. So they will now feed back into the line. That's the point. Rather than looping back on themselves. Okay. Fairly happy with that. You're still unloading. I've got a load of material on me? No. Ah, there is a bit. Wrong way. Right, that makes sense. I mean, this almost needs to come in. I'm not entirely certain how we're going to do that. So this takes a priority merge from number 1 to help it. What you want to do is for number 2. We need another split here. Rather need a merge. Alright, yeah, that's on that line. Rather need a merge. You replicate the same thing, don't you? So in fact, you replicate the same thing. That's it, that's the answer. So you put another one of these here, you put a splitter to say when I'm full. Just stick one here for a minute. So when this is actually running at full tilt and is overloaded, then it can output to the other line, and likewise that can come in as well. So that would be a priority merger. Yes. I think when I originally set this out, this was all quite widely spread then, and then I compacted it all up and then made all the conveyor belts on overflow to the left, made them all like neat in a neat row. Okay, so that's that. That now needs to come into there. It's the same thing. And then we basically go, okay, if we're full, then we help number 2. That's interesting because You only ever get the rate of 2 production lines. I actually sit on it. I didn't see it do that. It doesn't. Alright, this is what it is. I'll oh no, it did split it. That now is a overflow to the right. So you always load at 1200. I think that's the point. You replenish the platform at 1200. Back in co. No. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. We're doing 2 hours 47 so far. Takes time, but that's what I really like about this game, is it takes time. It's like you have to think about things. Make that. And you can spend as much time in Satisfactory as you wish. Well, I've built and rebuilt things so many times. Improved things. It's not just build it and it's done. What I love about this game. It can be. Absolutely, that can be. And you know, that's how you want to play it. Play it that way. Right, this now. I need to change. Priority is center. Yours is center. You need to overflow to the left, and you need to overflow to the right. Oh, I want to turn that any off on the left. Overflow on the left. Right. You are priority on center. You are overflow straight ahead. You are priority on the right. Okay. I'd like to see how these are doing. Wish these would have a snap. Be nice. I wonder if you can. I wonder if I do hit control. No. So you really got to eye it in. Alright. Let's put you on. Yeah. Then when this drops below 1200, I'll know that it's going to come in from that side. Alright, that's dropping. So if that's dropping, this should start feeding in. Oh, it filled up, that's why. Okay. That's fine. Alright, this needs to go. Okay, we're getting there. There's still more work to be done here with that coming into the feed for the dimensional depot and for the drone port. I moved this over so that it didn't clash with the staircase. So you're walking down the stairs, you didn't bark your shins. Well, I know what I'm going to do here. So if I have a merger, this in mind. One of you, please. And we're going to get that right. I'm not going to be able to do that. Oh, yes, I am. Colour. That's way off. Oh, I was so close there. Almost had it. Right. That's probably better. That worked. That worked. Okay, so are we going to see this run at the full 1200? And emptying. I told you they rotate. No, got that wrong. Oh my god. Right, forget it. I'm gonna replace the pattern. Yeah, so we know that's already messing around. And copy. Expecting that to turn 90 degrees. See if it did. It did. And then pattern. Yeah, nice one. Thanks. Right. That's made good. Quite happy with that. We've got some colouring to do up here. Some holes to fill in. This may not be finished. I might give it another go, another pass to tighten up the conveyor belts. But I like the fact that this now the output feed from the material return from the drone port has an opportunity to go into the rest of the build. Now, I don't know. I've got a feeling I might need to do something here and then tilt all this around the corner so that they can feed into one another properly. 1, 2, 3. Get them in line. Not entirely certain yet. Not entirely certain yet. I'm not sure if that's the final solution. Right, now. Colours. Somewhere I have a spreadsheet called Colours. And the one I'm looking for is silica. Ooh, actually, here's an opportunity to. I think that's saved. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Customizer. Colors. Edit. Right now, load preset. I think silica. Ah, but I've not got it saved in here. No, I do. Okay, let's try silica primary. Okay, so it's giving me the colour one up above it, so I need to go for silica secondary. This is another bug with a colour picker. I very much like this fixed. This happens when you remove colours from the list. If you delete one of these, it walks the list. So, and I want to go one down from Silica Secretary. If I go to Sam, no, that's not right, is it? Solid biofuel? I think that's right. I think that is correct. There's my colour. Right. Do we have anything down here we need to colour? No, we can do all those from up the top. So we can fill in these foundations. Brilliant. Custom. You. I'd like to see more colour swatches. I would like the colour picker fixed as well, very much. Because it just doesn't behave predictably. That is a different colour. I'm sure it is. Oh no, it's setting it. Okay. Maybe it's okay. It looks okay. I'll leave that default now. I'm going to colour that as well. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that'll do as a first pass. I coloured everything. Yeah. Oh, there's some more colours still on there, but I need to change the colour swatch again. I'd like to see this get supported by one of the other production lines, but got a feeling that until one of those lines completely empties, I don't think that's going to happen. Right. Looks okay. It's okay. Have I missed anything obvious? Don't think I have. We've got a staircase in here. We have 3 platforms. Have any spare silica to dump? No. Full. Full. I'm pretty happy with that. Yep. Oh, there's a, no, that's supposed to be there. I can hear a train. Oh, not here though. Okay, so each side can only upload at, each side of the production line can only upload at 780 maximum, and then it's then bottlenecked on the 1200, so that's actually, it can only load at 600 per minute maximum, even though it's a 780 build. That's fine. So we slightly reduced the platform load time, but we've reduced the number of belts by 50%, which enables us to do things like load balancer. And we know that each production line can only produce 26 times 37.5, which is 975. So once it fully empties, it will then be supported by another production line. I think that's fine. Does one ever get supported by anything? It does. It gets supported by number 2. Number 2 gets supported by number 3. Yeah. I think we're good. And I think, yeah, I think we're good. Right. And there we go. As it was before to as it is now. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's make sure that all the holes are filled. I think it looks nicer. Nicer than it did anyway. Groovy. It's down there. And I think that's a wrap. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. Greatly appreciated. Not a tour video, but an example of how I'd refit a factory whilst it's still running. And I do refit factories whilst they're still running, and without interrupting production. So I'm quite pleased with how that's come. That should actually now be load balancing a lot better. Although, yeah, no, the right hand side is the one that's busy at the moment. So that will still be impacting that other quartz crystal factory, because this will be demanding on this side. We'll see. I'll have to put some more thought into it. Anyway, refit finished. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Get out now.